Just have to take a quick minute to thank our sponsors, Yellow Dog Paddle, Mackin's Riff and Lips Fishing Trips, NJFishing.com, and 8 Ball Sport Fishing. Also have to thank our supporters, Psycho Jigs, Lip Glue, Nor'easter Hardcore Apparel, Hoggy Time Jigs, The Mimi Sick, and The Gambler. Hello and welcome to episode number 145 of the NJ Multi Species Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Santiago. As always, my partner, Chris Pereira.
What's going on?
Pretty decent week of fishing. Finally, turned a little bit. You're starting to see a lot more pictures of largemouth bass being posted. I saw John Dorn and Jen Wong had some nice bass. I took the kids to the trout pond and actually, we sat there for a couple hours skunked with bait, and I noticed other people catching them on lures. So I immediately switched to lures, and they started catching fish.
Yeah, your kids are old enough to cast lures and reel them in, right?
Yeah, I'm not used to the pond thing. I figured live bait, not live bait, but I figured bait would be the best way to go, but I was completely wrong. Apparently, in most of these ponds, they
power bait floating under.
That's what I was using, like a slip sinker with power bait. Did nothing. And then I got some spinner baits and some pink worms under a bobber, and they started crushing them. Yeah. So
were you complaining the whole time that they're letting you fish the trout ponds?
No, but it was weird. And I did see a lot of adults fishing, full blown, and I saw stringers leaving with more than two, and I didn't want to get in a fight, but no, it was all right. I saw the birds were there eating them already. I watched one bird swallow 3 or 4 while I was there.
Yeah,
but Chuck Manny had a nice smallmouth from one of the rivers. So you're definitely starting to see an uptick, and this week it's getting warmer.
Yeah, it was. I was with him when he caught that one. It was nice. It was a nice surprise, and it was the only fish we caught on an after work excursion. So it's always nice when you get only one fish. At least it's a nice one. But yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. I hit some spots that I thought would be good for some fish with the warmth, and they still weren't. So I don't know. Some spots are heating up, and others are taking a little bit extra time, I guess. Or the other thing I noticed is everyone's so obsessed with water temperatures, right? I think some of these fish just go about their business, whether almost like they have a calendar. Like they go based off of the amount of sunlight or the moon phases or something other than the water temperature, because it seems like on some of these places they've just continued their cycle and they're not waiting for the water temperature. I mean, me and Dwayne went out and we were throwing jerk baits, and the bass were going ballistic on it. The water. I didn't tell you about this last week, did I?
You told me about it, but not on the podcast.
On here. Yeah, the water temperature was anywhere. We found the warmest water we could find, obviously, and it was between 39 and 42 or 43 degrees. Right, so we're fishing that 42 degree water, 43 degree water, and these bass were swarming and attacking the jerk baits, no pause, just violently working the jerk baits, and they were swarming it, and they were hitting boat side. They were hitting like figure eights boats.
Did you have bait with you or no?
I did. You know how many times it got hit? Zero.
Really?
Zero.
Wow.
It was like total reaction fishing.
So you weren't stubborn, and you dumped the live bait and went to the most effective way of catching fish, which was lures this time.
I didn't dump the live bait. That shit's expensive. But no, I kept trying it, thinking like maybe a bigger one, maybe one that chases and doesn't hit it'll come, or a different species. Or I mean, I wasn't targeting largemouth bass with the live bait. I'll just put it like that. But yeah, nothing hit the bait. Nothing at all. We probably caught 40 to 50 fish of a couple of different species just on jerk baits and some other lures. Zero on live bait.
I do have the updated Mayhem standings. People emailing us at our store if they could still join. Yes, you could still join. There's plenty of time to still join. If you want to join, you could still join. Real Yaks, like we said, just gave us a $1,700 pedal drive modular copy.
It's actually it's 15. It's $14.99.
No, that's because it's on sale, but it's really $16.99.
Well, that's what it says in their email. But all right,
the sale don't count. Mayhem standings. Chuck Manny's back in first place. Knocked Mike K to second place. Matt Yannette in third. Bob Darling fourth. Me and you are tied in fifth. John Boss seventh. Scott Howard eighth. Phil Darling ninth, and the Fin Seeker in 10th. So that's the current top 10. But like we see here, it can flip real easy with just one fish. Changes a lot now. A lot of new fish and a lot of new people in the field adding to the point spread. So things do change quite frequently on here, weekly.
Yeah, and if anyone, I feel like people, well, I know for a fact, a lot of people still somehow don't know this exists because we get messages every week. Like, well, what is this?
Crazy.
Oh, what is this? How do I get in this?
You have certain people that say, "How can you guys keep harping on it?"
Fine. I mean, it's.
And then there's other ones that, what is this?
Yeah, if you're wondering why we keep posting it, it's because people don't see, like, that's just the way social media works. It's the only, like, we don't have any other means to do this. So, like,
algorithms.
If you're in this, or if you're hearing this, like, if you think you have friends that might be interested, like, tell them, because there's people that just don't know this exists, first of all. And the second thing I want to say is I feel like a lot of people that aren't in it, or even maybe some that are in it, don't totally understand how the point system works. Like, they may see Chuck Manny or Mike K with 30 something points and say, oh man, they already got 30 something points. Like, well, what's the point? I'll never catch up to them. But that's not really how it works, because you lose points very frequently, especially right now, early in the contest. Most of the fish on the board that have points right now will be gone.
Oh yeah, big time. And that's part of the learning curve from being in it last year. A lot of those guys kind of know the size range that will most likely end up taking, but still, you never know. You really just never know what could hold up, what could transpire. Anything could happen with it. It is mayhem. And April 1st, the Saltwater division opens up, which we're going to talk to Mr. Chris Lido about in about 5 minutes here. Chris Lido from the Gamblers coming on. Real quick, if you are planning a trip on Lake Apacon, Eddie Mackin is offering the $75 off if you book before May 1st. So you save $75.
That's only good if you're listening to this live, or else it's going to be too late by Friday.
No, that's April. It's
May April.
1st. Yeah, so you get May 1st, you book a trip with Mac and you get $75 off. He just texted me they had a lot of work redone to the pontoon boat, which is going to be available again. And also, of course, those famous red-eye trips that gives a single angler the possibility to go out on a night fishing trip. They call it the red-eye. Those are pretty popular. So call Eddie Mackin before May 1st to save your $75. And even let me just before it looks like Chris Lido is almost ready to go. If you're going off Lake Apacon towards the other side, you have Yellow Dog Paddle. Someone messaged our inbox the other day, who's the best person to go trolling with on Round Valley? It's Yellow Dog Paddle. That's how we responded to the email. Yellow Dog Paddle specializes in trolling Round Valley. And also this year, for the first time ever, he's offering spring walleye trips on the Delaware River, plus whatever else you may catch. They are doing their paddle trip soon as the weather gets nicer. So a lot of stuff available from Yellow Dog Paddle. Head on over to their website and check them out. I just booked a fin seeker trip for shad with my kids. So I'm going to take the kids shad fishing with fin seeker.
Yeah, Yellow Dog does not do shad fishing.
Yeah, he doesn't do shad fishing. No, he does do Delaware though, and I mean, I think the primary target's walleye, but I end up seeing pictures of a lot of other species. I don't know if I'm catching them on accident or on purpose, but whatever. It's
a cool trip.
Anyway. Yeah. So call Yellow Dog Paddle. We're gonna back out for a second here and get Chris Lido. He is ready. We will be back in 1 minute. All right, our next guest doesn't even really need an introduction. Very well known in New Jersey fishing, former outdoor writer, and now captain/mate on one of the most popular party boats and longest known ones in the state of New Jersey, Mr. Chris Lido. Welcome back to the NJ Multi Species podcast. What, did we lose him?
Did we?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh man. That was one of your best intros ever too.
What happened to him?
That was literally probably the best intro you ever gave.
Chris, shake your head if you could hear me.
His screen just froze. You are
Bassmaster Cheech is here. Somebody keeps writing that over and over again.
Well, we're muted.
There he is. There he is.
That's the way it should look.
Dude, you missed Joe's best introduction ever.
Yeah, it was pretty flawless.
You iced me, dude. Chris, I'm going to throw you right into the fire because I got a lot of questions. Mayhem on the Gambler. It's become pretty traditional for us now. This is going to be our third year doing it. I know the first year, the way to win the Palmaris rod was to get a fish down your pants, which was achieved by someone, right?
Yeah, that was a feat that took place. I think there was video evidence of that.
How does it feel? Like to be a part of that community, like the Mayhem community, and how much they love the Gambler.
It's way better than most kind of fishing clubs or social media groups because there is an excitement about it and there's an edginess to it, and it's funny, and no one better take it too seriously. You know, because if they do, then they get their undies in a bunch. But it's designed and it executes itself for all the right reasons. So that's why when I think very early on, you guys were like, "Hey, do you mind jumping on and talking about striped bass?" Jerry wanted to, suggested. I was like, "Yeah," and then you guys were just starting out, and the community that's been built is really admirable. It's solid. It's fun, most of all. And Mayhem certainly is like one of the feature events now where people can kind of let their hair down and have a good time. And we don't mind.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's awesome. And I'm just I'll be honest. I've said it to you before. Like if someone invites me to go on a party boat in a normal circumstance, I'm kind of shying away from it. I'm not a big party boat guy. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel the first time we did this. Like, yeah, we had a big group of people. We didn't necessarily know everyone. We didn't know everyone, period. I'd say we probably knew a good amount of the people. A lot of people we were seeing for the first time. But I had no idea how I was going to feel about it. Just because, you're fishing on a party boat. It's a big boat. There's a lot of people, a lot of lines in the water. It's a totally different experience. I freaking loved it. Like I look forward to this every year now.
Yep. besides the good fishing, if you haven't had your slickers doused with some slimy fish guts, or your rod tied to the rod holder when the first horn goes off, or if like someone hasn't tied a bunch of beer cans or some heavy weights to your sinker, or here's a good one, you pull off 50 feet of line, you cut it, and then you string it back on, and then you're like, all right, go get them. But this is it's not meant to be taken seriously. As a business, we do, and we certainly want to put forth the best product, but in the end, it's fishing. It's meant to be fun and humorous.
How are you going to handle the bump board situation this year? Because the Mayhem Saltwater division opens April 1st, so it will be open for the gambler, and everyone's going to be trying to score a sea bass on that board.
Yeah.
So you're going to have people measuring sea bass all over the boat.
That's okay, but I'm wondering when the first bump board goes out the scupper. Like if the first bump board where I have to go running with the net, do they float? I think they float. Yeah, they float.
I hope so.
Imagine. Yeah. I mean, they're plastic, so I'm guessing they float. They don't have they can't fill with water. I don't think most of them, at least. I don't know. There's a couple different kinds, but I'd be very surprised if maybe we could start like a betting. They call it like a betting pool. What's that site? Isn't there a site that does that now?
Yeah,
like how many bump boards will be lost?
Yeah, FanDuel.
Yeah, FanDuel. But I think we put a couple starboard, put a couple port side, some in the bow, some in the stern. We'll measure them. It's going to be tough. If we get into some fish that are all the same size, then we're going to have like 27 entries that all vary by like a quarter of an inch.
We're going to have to, we're going to have to somehow kind of keep like, someone's going to have to be like, dude, you don't have to measure that 15-inch fish. And like, there's 5, 6, 18 inches already. And like, or we just send everything in constantly throughout the day and just blow Kevin
Kevin out of the water. Yeah. Like, he'll like that. Yeah. But, I think I'll go around. I'm certainly going to be calling out. I'll call out the top fish as we go, hey, like an auctioneer.
Dude, I remember
a lot of people commenting in Gamblers, their favorite party boat. Matt Jergal said looking forward to his first time on the Gambler with the RVTA. Yeah, the RVTA is doing a trip. After ours.
Yeah, growing up in Hunterdon County, you couldn't help but be involved with RVTA. One of my very first jobs as a 16, 17, and 18-year-old was working at Lebanon Bait and Tackle, which was on 22, which was like right, next to Round Valley and, scooping herring.
You worked there?
I worked there for Mr. Welgoss for quite a long, like at least by the time I was 16 to like when I was in college, like on the weekends.
That was the only store I ever knew of where you could actually buy a Sutton spoon from. Like you couldn't get those anywhere on the planet except that store somehow.
Yep. I had a bunch of them still in my spoon bag, and those and the Alpina Diamonds and the Moose Lock Wobblers, like they were big sellers in the store there. But Mr. Welgoss passed away. His daughter Jody, who I'm dear friends with, ran it great for a little while, but then after the hurricane, the building basically fell apart. And just this past year, it's so sad, they knocked the whole thing down. Boom, gone.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to make sure I touch on this before I forget. You guys finally, one of the longest battles in New Jersey fishing history was the sea bass season battle. You guys seem to finally got one of the biggest victories that NJ fishermen have gotten in a long time on the sea bass. How does it feel for the Gambler, and what does it change?
That's a good question. It's like a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory. We were entitled to 20% liberalization. Massachusetts got 27. We actually only ended up using 16% of that liberalization. So it was like nice that we were moving in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic that we got a little bit longer to fish, but I spoke at the meeting and said I'd love to have my cake and eat it too and be not only as a business owner, but also like a recreational fisherman, because it seemed like party boats wanted one thing, and it seemed like the recreational fishermen that fish during the summer wanted to be able to keep one extra fish. So with all the models that were put forth, it would have been nice to have one model that would have accounted for both and come up to 20% liberalization.
So you're talking about the season that has the one fish. You wanted to see that go up a bit?
Correct. But
what'd you want to see it go to, out of curiosity?
To at least 2.
Okay.
But it comes down to effort. So like in November and December, when we're one of 4 boats fishing sea bass, if we can get out with weather, it's a lot different than the middle of summer, because the effort is concentrated. So that one fish accounts for a lot more towards the quota than you would think.
So I'm curious, like when this is being discussed, how exactly does it come down to like, oh, you're entitled to 20, but we're gonna give you 16 instead? Like, how does that happen?
That's through the councils, and that's handled by the people that come up with the models. I know Peter Clark from the division did a lot of work on this. So I think Peter Clark was one of the people that really dove headfirst into the sea bass, and this was the best option that we had, and to allow these people in our boat and other boats to fish more days.
Chris, right. Keith Mulligan is saying he was an ex-deckhand on the Gambler. Shout out from Washington State to you and the fam.
Hey, Keith, what's up?
I wonder if he's doing any fishing out there, like with
maybe
probably walleye
halibut,
fishing.
Sturgeon.
So I mean, I fished with Keith. I was a big customer of the Gamblers, and then when I worked at the Fisherman, I went out on the Gambler all the time because it was my favorite boat. So it was, I got to go on all of them at the Fisherman and write my articles and take my pictures with everybody. But Bob and Mike were just like the best. They're just like, anytime I came on board, they were happy and like welcomed me, and it was cleaner. It was more modern. I think some of the business decisions that have been made by the Gambler have created a unique party boat experience. Just to draw comparisons, some boats will run Groupons and things, and we'll take 90 people, but we won't. I mean, even on 4th of July weekend and Father's Day, I mean, we're up at the 60 range, and that's high for us. We don't mind charging a little more and providing a better experience. That's a newer equipment, newer tackle, all our rental gear and things that we've gotten, plus bait. We picked up some white leggers today.
Did you?
Yeah, we got
lazy man tog.
Yeah, we got white leggers. We got 6.
You want to talk about the lazy man's tog a little?
Yeah, we're hoping to get out on Wednesday, and I just took a look at the forecast. It's a little 50-50, but we're hoping to go out, anchor up on some local stuff, and just see what's out there. It's early season, so we're not going to get up at the crack of dawn. We're going to leave at 10, and we'll come back at 3. We'll try some clams, we'll try some crabs, and we'll just try to put a catch together and get things going for the season. We've been sitting on the sidelines long enough. Ice fishing's over, hunting's over. I've serviced all the reels. Heck, Tara and I moved into a new house over the winter, so now it's time to get out. So yeah, but lazy man's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, right? Because like, I don't know. So if I'm going fishing myself, I've gone fishing at the crack of dawn, like been out there before the sun comes up so many times, especially this time of the year, like the first half of spring. And you get out there and like, you don't catch your first fish till like 9, 10 o'clock. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell did I get up for?
Right.
Like, so now when I'm fishing by myself and there's no other variables, like I'll get up when I get up and just like head on out nice and rested. And like, do any other boats do this? I don't know if I've ever heard of it. Like, this is a great idea, honestly.
No, I don't know of anybody doing these hours. And the water temps are coming up. So I had checked, I turned on the Furunos today just to get an idea what the temp was like at the beginning of the incoming. So the last of the outgoing, so the river water's going out and everything's moving out, was 46.
Okay.
So we're getting better, right? Like it was such a cold winter. So I think the chew's going to be a little tough early on, maybe get them on clams, but we'll see. It'll be fun to try.
A lot of people commenting in the Gambler may cost $5 or $10 more than other party boats, but much more arm room on the boat, which is true because the other boats are packed like sardines. A lot of them.
Yeah. We're not going to play that game. We'll let other people do that. But so it's a hybrid thing. I mean, in our offshore trips, we limit capacity. Everybody gets a bunk. Everybody's, there's 22, 24 people on an offshore trip. That's it. I don't care if you got a buddy to bring. Once we're at that number, that's it. And our online booking stops at 45 for regular day trips.
And if I had to pick one thing, like one reason why I would decide not to go on a party boat fishing, it would be that like the crowded space. Because like you said, a lot of times you get on some of these boats when there's been some good fishing reports, and you try to get on these boats and like they'll but like you're literally touching the guys next to you while you're fishing. I mean, it could be a nightmare. So that alone, that extra couple of bucks is, I mean, it's priceless. I mean, I pay for that all day.
Right.
And the Gambler, it's still the fastest party boat.
It's definitely one of them. It's definitely, I mean, we have 4 engines. Most boats have 2 or 3. It's all glass construction. So it takes a head sea really well. It's a sturdy boat. It's not a steel hull. It's all glass hull, but they're 4 Detroit 60s turbos. So they're putting out like 600 plus horsepower each. And that's 4 of them turning 4 propellers.
You guys ever have like a party boat race?
Well, sometimes we'll look over at the Norma, and the Norma will look at us, and we'll be like, "Okay, who's getting in the inlet first?"
Well, the Gambler's the closest to the inlet and the first to the grounds, right?
Yeah, it's tough. Like I know some boats that had to go through the railroad bridges and things last year had a lot of issues. The bridge in Belmar was broken. The Brielle Railroad was broken a couple times, and some people unfortunately couldn't get out. I love where the Gambler sits, right next to the Coast Guard station. You've got the Broadway Bar and Grill within walking distance. The shrimp box is right there, and you can walk right across the way to the inlet. We have all the parking that you need. So, in fact, when it gets busy, I got to park across town and walk. So, just to,
Hey, I was asking Joe. I was talking to Joe about this before with the fresh water because I had a day where the water's still cold as hell over there. We were fishing in like 3-degree water. I had the bass acting like the water was 60 degrees and they had already spawned. Like attacking jerkbait. And I was kind of talking to Joe, like it's almost like these fish don't care about the water temperature after a certain point if it's taking too long.
Right.
And they just kind of follow something else, almost like they have a calendar, like the moon phase. You find that in saltwater too, or are they more about that water temperature kind of waiting, or a lot of those fish just go about their cycles and businesses?
Yeah, temp's important, but also I think the bait is more important than the temp. Yeah, we got some reports. Did we say you had some reports of bunker today, honey?
I saw someone posted. I mean, this is just a post on social media, so who knows if it's true. But I saw a guy had snagged a bunker by accident or whatever.
I saw some of the tackle shops got fresh bunker in today.
So yeah, that's a great sign that the temps are coming up, and now that the bait is starting to make its way back. I was, looking. The green crabs are impossible to get because the water's been so cold. So I guess the white leggers, they like that colder water, so they're more readily available. But no one has greens that I know of.
Well, a lot of guys, like you said before, they'll use clam this time of the year for the top.
Yeah. What's that wives' tale? Like the tog has a soft mouth in the spring, right? Like the clam works better.
It is weird.
I heard.
I'm always standing there staring at the crabs and the clam, and I don't know what to do. Like in the fall season, I know you just grab the crab, but they put the clams out. I get all weird about it.
Yeah.
Well, you got 2 hooks. You put one each.
Yeah. the clams, we got some fresh clam today in the shell, so we shucked that and salted it. But the white leggers are pretty big. They're get like 4 bait white leggers because I do want to like keep my bait kind of small in the spring. We're not targeting. Don't get like we're not going way offshore and targeting those big fall fish like that. We dream about. This is just a great way to go fishing after a long winter of not fishing. And the hours are great. And our crew is top notch. You got me, Joe, Dom, Captain Bob, Captain Jeff, Captain Mike, just people that know their stuff. It's a privilege to get to learn from these guys.
If you're going to allow yourself to have a good time, you're going to have a good time. Like you can only ruin the trip for yourself by having an attitude. I promise you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
But,
for anyone watching this that is interested, you could go back in our episodes. There is a Captain Bob Bogan episode if you want to watch the episode about the captain. We do have one.
Yeah, he gets into the history of the really awesome, fourth generation captain. He really gets into the history of it all, and it's fascinating. So
it was cool.
What were you going to say, Chris? I cut you off on accident.
When I get cut off, my brain immediately erases what I was about to say.
Really quick, I have to give a shout out to 8 Ball Sport Fishing out of Point Pleasant, which is located right by the Gambler. If you're looking for something a little more private, a 6-pack charter, 8 Ball will do that. They'll do after-work striper trips with mini rods. He's offering his Thresher Shark trips and finally offering his offshore tuna trips, which is his favorite thing to do. And Chris, the crew of 8 Ball is coming on the Mayhem trip on the Gambler, which should be
Dom.
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
Here. I know Kim is here. I don't know if Dom's here, but Kim's here.
Yeah, we're rolling out the red carpet. We're gonna have a great cross section of the local fishing community, and what I see is a great spring kickoff event.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. No, it's always.
And awesome. Now, what the people are demanding.
Personally, we just did again.
Yeah, the thing is like cutting out. Go ahead.
A
little delayed.
I was just gonna say my what I'm most forward to for the trip is for Kim to just break Joe's balls the entire time.
That's inevitable. Yeah. She will not. She's relentless.
Yeah.
Chris, one thing that we
be in earshot of that.
We have the Palmaris rod given very generously by Palmaris. They usually give a rod for this. We haven't decided yet how that's going to be given out. But people are complaining about the pool last year because last year Walter Hewitt won the pool with a codfish.
A legal cod.
Yeah, people don't want to see cod. They don't want fluke. They want the pool to strictly be sea bass. The biggest sea bass wins, possibly the second biggest sea bass. Gets second place, maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's the people have spoken.
Hey, that's how we pretty much run everything here, right? Yeah. I mean, it's how we do guests too. Like people will be like, "Oh, I want to see this person as a guest," and it could be like their uncle that lives down the street that caught a Sonny one time. I'm like, all right, I'll ask him if he wants to come on. Like
Kim just commented, looking forward to the trip. Can't wait to outfish Joe. So she's she's already ready to go.
We could play with the amount too if we want. I mean, we're not like high roller. I'm not talking like a hundo pack ahead for the pool, but if we want to go, $5, $10, we can. $10.
We'll do we'll throw up a poll or something and let.
I think the first person to limit out gets the Palmaris rod.
That's hard. That's hard to monitor, though. I feel
that's like. Chris monitors that.
Yeah, I mean, I had to make a tough call last year. Mikey K was well in the lead, and he came to me and said, "I've limited." He was the first one, so I've known Mike. I know him to be an honest angler. So
I'm just saying, but I'm not saying Mike. I'm saying if someone wanted to throw some keepers in their buddy's cooler, like it would be hard to monitor that.
Mm.
You're accusing people of cheating. Kim's trying to bet me $50. No, I'm not betting you $50, Kim.
Yeah, that you could Calcutta that, but I can't sanction that on a party boat.
We're gonna get boarded for gambling,
But-
illegal gambling.
Yeah.
But if
On
people, yeah, I mean, if people want to bring we got tons of room along the rail to put your cooler under the benches. So if they want to keep their own fish separate, I have a limited number of, maybe 20 some odd fish coolers, like dedicated fish coolers that are numbered. So I mean, just kind of the things that we do in our off time. We're thinking how to streamline this business. Yeah, you're number 7 right here. Boom, you're number 18 right there. So,
yeah, that's a good way to do it because you do have the room. Sometimes you come on these boats and you get yelled at or you get like the side eye if you like bring too much stuff and you're just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
put it on a sign in front of your boat. Like, I don't know.
And one of the old Sandy Hook captains used to get on the hailer all the time. Like, Chris, do you mind putting your rod over here to the starboard side? Yeah, thanks. Chris, you mind taking that bucket off there and just put it? Yeah. I'm like, it was like,
this is when you were just a customer on there, right?
Oh yeah, like I fished the Lake Highlands party boats. As soon as I could drive, I'd go out on Robbie Sea Hunter house. I would go out with Ron on the Fisherman. I fished with everybody. Dorothy B when it was around. I fished the teal at night. I fished, obviously the Sea Tiger. Yeah, Captain Danny, the night captain. The Mijo with Mike and Rob Barradale back in the day. Like we fished everywhere, like the Cock Robin, back in the day, or we would fish them all. We'd sleep in our car and come down here.
I wanted to ask you, Chris, about the New Jersey Saltwater Expo this year because I saw you there, and I know they said it was a record-breaking attendance at the show.
I questioned that. I mean, it was good. It was a great show. Like trip booking wise was very good, but I remember some Saturdays and especially Saturdays where you couldn't even walk through the aisles. Like it was like you couldn't even get to the head and back. But I think it was pretty well attended. It was definitely above average, but I don't think it was like slamming. But it was a fun show.
Inflating it.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun show. It's a great show. It is the show, the definitive show.
Who told you it broke records?
It was they posted on the internet that it was the highest attendance ever in the history.
Oh, like the people that run the whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'd
have the numbers, right?
It was crowded.
Yeah, maybe they made the aisles wider.
Maybe
it seemed like it was more spread out.
Made it roomier. All right, yeah. Captain Lido, before we ruin your entire evening, do you have anything else to tell us or anything important to plug?
Oh, I was going to say how New Jersey ruined opening day, but that's all right. We'll save that for another time.
No. Hey, I agree with you.
You got time. You got about 8 minutes.
I agree. And
how I'm a trout guy, right? And I love 100%. My trout. And we would get there at 5 a.m. and start the fire. And it was, like no lines in before 8, like, hey, what are you doing? I'm just getting the tangle out, it was like such a tradition, like 6-day firearm, like pheasant. It was just like much anticipation. Great to see they have browns. Yeah. And that's a step in the right direction. I know, the former fish pathologist that I worked with and played hockey with, he was a big proponent of bringing browns in, and he said that they were able to do it, but just haven't. And
do you know by chance? I haven't been able to find this information. Are they going to continue to buy them from PA, or are they now going to start raising them again?
Don't know. I mean, they're getting the pheasants from PA now, so
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You're still going to get your opening day tradition on the river. They took it away from the ponds for some reason, which Chris doesn't think's that big of a deal, but it is weird.
Let me plead my case to see what you think. Now, I didn't start. I fished a couple of times as a kid, but basically I didn't start fishing till I was in my early 20s. So that's when I discovered trout fishing, my early 20s. I didn't grow up. So maybe that's why I feel this way, but here's what I think. So they let you fish the ponds now. Okay. The stream's still the same. The rivers and streams are still the same. They're closed to fishing until opening day. and then they open at 8 a.m. Like I've done that as an adult. I just never did as a kid. If you like to, most people I know like to fish for trout in the rivers and streams. Like that's where they do their opening day. If you like to fish the ponds on opening day for trout, your new opening day was whatever day they stock them and let you fish.
Only in
and now you get two.
Only in certain lakes.
Right. It was so like,
We're spreading them out by day. But what Chris is saying, and because I could go back to when I'm a little kid, opening day was like Christmas. I mean, you had trouble sleeping. You used to be outside early waiting for whoever was picking you up. You couldn't even sleep. Now it's like, oh, the other day we just went to the pond and my daughter caught 3 trout. Like, it kind of burns it a little to me. That's what I was saying. Some people said, oh, it's not a big deal. I agreed with you. I said it is killing the tradition of it in my eyes.
I get chills thinking of all these opening days. We wrote haikus about opening day. Like in the weeks leading up, my friends and I were on email chains writing haikus about opening day. Like it was incredible.
It was such an exciting day.
So like so really the opening day for rivers and streams is ruined now because guys could fish the ponds. Like who cares?
It doesn't seem like it's promoted as such anymore as a big event that it used to be. I taking a little of the luster.
I can see why I can see what you're saying. I can see your point of view for sure.
Like, why would I be excited? Why would I be so excited to take my kids to the stream when I've already been taking them to the ponds now for 3 weeks?
Because it's, I mean, it's virtually a different fish. I mean, you're fishing the stream for trout pond. I mean, you can't fish the same way.
I agree. I'm not a pond, but I do go to the ponds a lot for the kids. Yeah. The kids have easier time walking. It's easier for the kids.
I do think that they made a mistake. I feel like they should have, if they wanted, and I get why they did it. I get the complaints about the birds just massacring these trout in these shallow ponds. And some guys will say, oh, why bother even stocking them? There's people, like not everyone is a hardcore angler. Not everyone wade fishes and walks through the woods to get these fish. Some people either like the easy access fishing, or maybe maybe they have disabilities, whatever. That's all they could do. Yeah. So I get why they did it. Like, so they're stocking these ponds, and for weeks nobody could fish these ponds, and these cormorants and shit were massacring these fish. Even worse, it happens in the rivers and streams too, obviously, but I think the trout has a little bit better chance in a river or stream than these shallow ponds that a lot of times don't have any or very little structure. Yeah. So I get why they did it. I think they made a mistake. I think they should have let it open to just kids for 2 weeks, let's say. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's hunting. Almost every hunting season has a youth day where the kids get get the first crack at the deer, the turkey. Fishing doesn't have any youth day. Yeah, like
that's a great idea.
This was the opportunity to do that. Okay, the pond's not going to be closed while the birds are massacring, but they're only open to the kids. So you got to have a kid with you. You got to be helping the kid catch the fish just for two weeks or whatever, and then open. I think that's where they made the mistake. Yeah.
It's like a shotgun start. You get in a fishing tournament. No one's allowed to leave early. You do the shotgun start, and it just is like the drag race. It just that gets everybody like all intense, and it's fun. And I swing by the falls, and all those old historic spots to see what people are catching, and see people coming up with their stringers. But I do look forward to opening day. I miss it. I think hopefully I'll get a chance to get down to the river this year and maybe take a day off of Toggin. But right after Toggin, I did want to talk a little bit about the Tilefish trips. I think there's a lot of question. Do we have any? Do we have enough time for that, or
a couple minutes?
So we've the last couple of years just wanted to talk about those. We outfitted the boat with custom Okuma tile rods, PCH rail rods, Ocean Max L reels, and we have 10 rentals for manual crank, and we have 8 electric reel setups available for rental. So if people say to me, I don't want to go tile fishing because it's just a chore to crank them up off the bottom. We have a customer who's well into his 80s who hand cranks big tilefish. He caught a 55 pounder last year, hand cranked it. He's well into his 80s. And that's with the awesome gear and everything, it makes it so much easy. And they do fight. The first half of the fight, you get a good fight. And then this flying saucer comes up from the deep and this big gold dome, and it's like you won't believe the size of the fish. Plus, they're so delicious. So, if people are thinking about trying tilefish, please come talk to the people at the Gambler. We have dates in May that are still open.
How many people do you take on those trips?
22, 24 max.
Because now, Joe, I'm wondering, like, what if we did in group? Do you think we get 22 people, like, hands down 100% in?
I've never caught one. I'd love to go.
Yeah. We also want to do the Mayhem night. I was thinking, remember we were talking about doing the Mayhem night trip, because during the summer we do those 7:30 to 12:30 trips for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We want to go blue fishing, right? So let's do that. And
everyone is going to be looking for bluefish in the Mayhem. So a night trip on the Gambler would be perfect for that. Again, you'd have flopping bluefish and bump boards flying all over the boat.
Now that's
bring it.
I didn't even think about that.
And I want to catch squid. You guys catch those squid. I've still never caught one. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I want to catch them. I don't know why. I want to bring my ultralight and just jig squid.
Yeah. And if for any reason Joe doesn't get his tuna cherry busted this year,
oh boy,
I don't know if it's ever gonna happen.
You both are coming out. We're gonna yellowfin fish, especially early in the season. Nice short run, calm seas, meatball parm subs in the galley, French toast in the morning, all the comforts of home.
Joe.
And a nice yellowfin at the end of a gaff, stuff it in the ice.
A nice offer.
Done.
I mean, I'm 100% in. I don't know, Joe. Come on, man.
We have to do all this, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to catch tilefish, but I want to do the night trip.
Yeah. And
I do want to catch a tuna fish too.
Yeah.
He says,
all right, now
he says the words, but it says the words, but then it just like, I don't know, is it going to happen?
Well, we're going to work on him, Chris. We're going to work on him real good on that one.
Captain Lido, I have to thank you as usual. Thank you for coming on the NJ Multi Species podcast. As always, everyone seems to love you here that I could see in chat. You have no haters, and just great talking to you as usual. And we cannot wait to get out there and open the sea bass season with you. And hopefully we're on a Lazy Man's Tog trip. We should do that, Chris.
Yes, come on down. Come on down, people. Yeah. Come on down.
Blackfish.
Yeah, I'm a little bit screwed this year because I get like a whole week off in the spring, right? But I'm gonna be away the entire time. I got a family vacation, so I'm not gonna be able to fish around here. Because usually I do a lot of fishing during that time. But that being said, I am pretty flexible, so I can. I'm gonna try. Joe, I don't know. We'll coordinate something.
Yeah, I'd like to do it. I mean, I have to go for him. So
it's a marathon, not a sprint. Logan will be 8 years old one day, and we'll get him his grundins. I mean, Joey and Emma are almost ready to hit the rails.
Logan's a year and a half. He has a pair of grundins that like almost fit him. Like someone bought him little baby grundins. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I got to see how close they are to fitting and like post a picture of it. It's great.
Yeah, my little girl loves the boat. Parker is all about the boat.
Yeah, I put pictures with the two of you on there.
I saw it was so cute. Yeah, she's
smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, she likes to help the customer. She doesn't want to fish herself. She'll fish, but then she'd rather help me with the fillets, or she'd rather work in a galley. And heck, she got a scrub brush this year. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm scrubbing the deck, Daddy.
That's great.
Good girl.
She's on the right path.
Chris, we absolutely cannot wait to see you. We have to go before Deuce kills us, though.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
I love
Deuce.
you, Chris. You're the best.
No, I love both you guys, and I've grown with this podcast, and it's definitely now become a real good source for solid fishing information. Great guests. I can go on and on. So thank you.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, appreciate that. And you're always welcome back on, man. And can't wait for the trip. We'll see you soon.
Yep. Let's get going.
All right.
100%.
All right, peace.
So Captain Lido, like I said, you could look back. There's a previous Captain Lido episode and also Captain Bogan. The Mayhem trip is coming up. It is the 3rd annual one. I'm not even going to do a gambler commercial because I think Chris was the gambler commercial. I don't think we need to do it. But yeah, basically our favorite party boat in New Jersey. And like we said, a lot of extra shoulder space on that boat, which is the best part. Chris, that's pretty much it for me. I don't have anything else.
I don't want Deuce to kill me.
I do have a 3-day
either,
weekend. I will be out fishing.
You're going fishing. You don't know what though.
I don't know what yet. No,
I don't think the weather looks great. I'm gonna be
that
honest,
one thing I said to you today is something that I've been prepping for, but I don't know when, if that's possible. But
all right, well, I'll be out fishing too, but I think the weather is going to dictate what we can do this weekend. It didn't look great, but we'll see. It changes. So,
all right, good luck to everyone, and we will be back next week.
That's it. And suffer for the fish.